Well, my friends, just look at this. You see? This is the Russian big ship, a Navy one, in Novorossiysk port of the Russian Federation. Just yesterday, Ukraine performed a massive strike there using many of the drones. Not just oil infrastructure was hit, but also Navy part of the Russian port. And just look, we have those videos already published. A Russian ship was not completely flatlined, of course, it was damaged, but still with the damages sustained, it needs repair jobs to be conducted, so it cannot just go and fire some of the cruise missiles to Ukraine. No, now it's been disabled, and those are fantastic news for Ukraine. The ship is a frigate, her name is Admiral SN Project 11356. Nice. You may say it's not a small patrol boat, this is something bigger. And one more ship, this is the rocket one, the name is yet unknown, but it's the Project 1239. It was hit yesterday night. And I'm recording this video a few hours actually after the strike happened. There were numerous of the other strikes. The Russians tried to intercept the Ukrainian drones, launching some of the missiles, but they went to the moon, so nothing was intercepted by the Russian ships. Well, Russia sometimes uses an air defense to protect their infrastructure, to protect their ships, like for example this OSA, but in most of the cases the Russian air defense just cannot protect itself. So here is the short-range OSA, it was working. You see the radar was rotating on the top, it's not a decoy 100%, plus you see the thermal trace, so it is a working unit. So it was kaboomed by Ukrainian Magyar birds, drone operators of Ukrainian army. They're just fantastic. And the second drone, just to cross-check this Russian OSA air defense, nothing is left out of it, maybe just some of the parts. And of course ammunition depots, some of the Russian dugouts, all of the places where Russia could hide their forces, plus the supply lines. It's a big headache for the Russian army nowadays. Behind the front lines, the range is basically unlimited for Ukrainian drones to hit Russian logistics. My friends, it has never been like that. Russia struggles, Russia suffers, Russia cannot sustain this war any longer. Russian Navy, not only it's locked in the Russian ports, but also it's under the constant Ukrainian drone strikes. So Russia is losing it. The war of attrition, logistics war, the war of drones, Ukraine has a huge advantage. Russia is not publishing those kind of the videos every day, just occasionally. But as for Ukraine, guys, I will never get tired to show you all of those videos, but this is a lot. Every day we see Russian air defense system, some of the Russian ships, some of the Russian tracks, some of the Russian military base, and it has never been like that before. Has never ever been. Yeah, I wonder what kind of damages did the ship sustain. Well, we'll see. Satellite images might show the result of the Ukrainian drone strikes on Novorossiysk just yesterday. For example, just yesterday we have received this image of the Russian Coast Guard boat, but it's also the carrier of the cruise missiles, calibers. And as you might see on the image, the ship sustained damages. So this radar is gone and the ship is no-go to perform operations. It's now been just stuck in the same Novorossiysk port for a known period of time. So great job, Magyar birds, great job, Ukrainian drone army, you're doing, wow, you're doing things, you're awesome. Guys, before we continue with those kabooms, and there are many more news coming, let me tell you about the Ground News, which is the partner of this channel and also the sponsor of today's video. Yeah, I know that I told you about Ground News just yesterday, but this is the day where I tell about the Ground News. We have this collaboration with them. I use this platform, which is available both as website and application every morning. Basically, it's the news aggregator that gives you the structured information. And they have the dedicated chapter about the news from Ukraine or the news from Ukrainian war and the world news. For example, for me it was interesting to discover today that senators from both parties push Hexet for action on Ukraine aid. So far, 34 of the news sources report about it, but it will be more because the news are fresh. Immediately we may check the bias distribution, the factuality report, it's quite high, and the articles themselves. Associated Press has the very high factuality today, but let's check out some of the Ukrainian media. Gazeta UA. A group of senators from both Democratic and Republican parties has called the United States Department of Defense to immediately allocate $600 million in security assistance to Ukraine and allies in Eastern Europe. this is something new, this is something unexpected. They call it because there was delay, it seems like. So Secretary Pete Hegseth over the delay providing 400 million for Ukraine and another 200 million for defense programs in Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania. So this is the previous package. They just called to allocate money right away. Yeah, of course, the money in form of the direct military support, because those senators, they're awesome and they understand risks. And the ground news, it's not just about Ukraine, it's about everything. The world news are here. War, politics, health, sports, whatever is interesting for you, you may find here. So it's my recommendation, my friends, and I was using the ground news even before our collaboration with them. I subscribe for them with my own money, and after they proposed me to collaborate, and I'm shouting out about the ground news, so please check out my link. It's ground.news/Dennis. You may find it in the video description right below, where you may get 40% of discount, and I recommend to go for Vantage plan because it uncovers all of the potential of this news aggregator or platform, ground news. And also it's like one of the variants to support my channel and the job I do here. I only cooperate now with the ground news. They are only sponsor of my channel, and hopefully we're gonna continue this collaboration. Ground News, thanks again for sponsoring this video, and now let's continue with Kaboom News. So Novorossiysk, yesterday it was quite loud there, and the fire show happened not just in Navy port, but also where the oil infrastructure is located and the oil storage itself. Photos taken by the eyewitnesses showed the fire in the mountain range of Grushova, where the oil storage is located. The smaller oil storage is located in the port itself, but the main one is several kilometers away from the bay, and it was burning. The fire there was also confirmed by the NASA firm satellites. You may see the indication there, and this is the smaller storage right at the port. Oil is being delivered mostly by pipelines, but also railroad could be used, and later on oil goes to the smaller port and for the export. Actually, it's the first time when Ukraine hits this storage. It means that the operation of the port is now being fully disabled. Ukrainian SBU drones has visited Russian Metafax chemicals infrastructure, which is used for producing military components, also powder components. The strike happened quite far away from Ukraine, 1,300 kilometers from what I understood. Ukrainian looted drones managed to damage the facility, so it's unable to produce components at least for some time. This is the bigger picture for you to see. The facility is burning, the smoke is coming, and more Ukrainian drones are visiting it, or were visiting because strike already happened. Looty drones, they're very, very capable. I see that FP1 and FP2 drones, they're mostly used for the middle range strikes, but for the long range strikes, it's Looty. So this is FP1 or FP2, one more Russian train, by the way, full of fuel. We may see the thermal tray, so it's full. And the classical aiming equipment of FP2 or FP1. The train is on fire, and more tanks on fire. Ukrainian SBU conducted this operation. They say that the strikes happen in occupied Luhansk region, where Russia still has the infrastructure, logistics. Well, as you see, not just FP2 or FP1 drones, there are also drone drops from Baba Yaga, big heavy cargo drones. Ukraine has many of those, and the Russian army doesn't know what is that. Well, they know then it flies and hits them, but they cannot produce those drones. They may capture those and use against the Ukrainian army, but it happened just a couple of times. Once it was in Hulaypole, where Ukraine had to leave all of the equipment, including drones, and Russians showed their trophies, and they said that they will use those against Ukraine, but there is no evidence of the actual use presented by Russians. And of course, FP1, FP2, FP1, FP2, everywhere, everything is on fire there. Russian logistics, Russian bases, Russian command headquarters, everything of that is basically doomed. Ukraine will reach absolutely everything because Ukraine has an enormous drone production. And for this reason, it was important for Ukraine to obtain 90 billion loan from European Union to mass produce those drones. And that's how Ukraine changes the situation, not just on the front lines, but in general in this war. Alright, what we have here is Irkutsk, Russia. This is very far away. Ukrainian drones still cannot reach that far, but it's just a matter of time, I hope. But here you may see a fire. Sometimes it might happen. Yeah, Russian smoke at the wrong places. So this is a scientific metal center developing composites, metals, new forms. So this is gone, yeah, because of the huge fire. Well, it could be just a usual fire, but also might be a sabotage mission. Yeah, why not? For example, a couple of days ago, a refinery MOL in Hungary caught fire already for the second time. This refinery processes Russian oil. Well, if you process Russian oil, this thing might happen. Yeah, occasionally, accidentally, it might happen. It's just the curse of the Russian oil, a volcano curse. Oh, Ukrainian Defense Ministry published this advent calendar of the Russian refineries. You see, in May, how many strikes happened? This is crazy. Tuapse, Primor, Samara, Kirshi, Perm, Yaroslavl, Moscow, Ryazan, Taman, Kstovo, Syzran, and yesterday it was Novorossiysk, if they have refinery. Well, anyways, oil storage also, I guess, should be placed here. The day offs are happening just occasionally, and the holidays are marked with green on the Russian parade ceasefire. Stay tuned, we're not done. Of course, we know that you'll continue to strike Russian oil and cause even more devastation for the Russian economy. And just imagine how much Russia requires those fixing jobs to be conducted on all of those facilities with their equipment, with the air defense, with wounded and damaged ships. Well, at the same time, Russia strikes Ukraine, but Ukrainian economy doesn't depend on oil. It doesn't depend on some of the particular infrastructure, which could be harmed and Ukraine might suffer. No. Plus, Russia is in lack of the middle-range drones, so Ukrainian logistics works way better than the Russian one. And also, Ukraine is using lots of the NRK. NRK is the Ukrainian name of unmanned ground vehicles, basically drones which deliver supplies and also evacuate wounded personnel. There is the huge boost in production of those ground drones. They really help a lot and they minimize losses for Ukrainian army, because Ukraine, after all, has less resources compared to Russia. Also, less people, less population, and Ukraine, in any case, as democracy, should value a human life more than anything else. So it doesn't matter if the ground drone is expensive. Still, it's better to lose that one than someone's life, of course. But for Russia, it's vice versa. Yeah, for example, here's the drone. It evacuates one of the soldiers who was wounded. This is a bulletproof capsule. On the right, you may see the block of the electronic warfare with lots of the antennas. Every unit in this block jams the specific fork of the frequencies. It might be helpful, but we know that Russia is using fiber optic control drones. But still, it's better to have the electronic warfare than not to have it at all. This one, for example, was hit by the Russian drone. The drone went very close, but didn't penetrate the capsule, and this ground unmanned vehicle continued the movement. So it works, and the rescue was successful. Oh, the Russian military bloggers, like for example Romanov, has started to complain about the fuel shortages in Sevastopol and in Crimea in general. This is the beginning of the consequences of the enemy's systemic strikes on oil refineries and tanker trucks along the land corridor to Crimea. There is no point in asking questions to the local authorities here. Questions should be directed to the Chief of the General Staff of the Ministry of Defense, Gerasimov. More specifically, two specific questions. Why was sufficient protection not provided to strategically important industrial enterprises? The second question, why is the land corridor to Crimea not sufficiently secured? Unfortunately, the management... okay, this translation is terrible, so those who should ask those questions, they will not do their job. It's understandable. Everything goes as it goes. For the Russian Defense Ministry command, they're winning. They're winning, and they're telling Putin himself that they're winning. And Putin believes that yeah. So here is one more wave of the fuel shortage in Russia, in occupied territories, Crimea. It is interesting what is happening. Russia lost at least 30% of refinery capabilities, and they will lose more. And about Crimea, well, I heard that some of the channels, also pro-Ukrainian channels, are saying that Crimea has been cut from supplies or something like that. No, it's not like that for now. Ukraine still cannot reach Kerch Bridge as effectively as it reaches this highway, or it's better to say usual road that goes from Melitopol to Mariupol and to Rostov-on-Don and Taganrog. Well, it also goes to Crimea and to Kherson Oblast, but Russia may still supply Crimea without, let's say, catastrophic issues, because they have still this Kerch Bridge. So there's the question what Ukraine might do with this bridge, why Ukraine is not doing anything with the bridge. It's not for me, this question. Well, I have my own clues, what could be done, what should be done, but it's up to Ukrainian strategy, Ukrainian military command, they know better. Yeah, hopefully one day Ukraine cuts that connection as well, but with the Kerch Bridge out there, we cannot state that Crimea is being isolated or cut. No, it's not like that. And in general, Russia has this alternate variant to supply this entire region via Crimea and via the Kerch Bridge. But of course, the part of the provision and deliveries to Crimea as well were happening through Rostov-on-Don, Taganrog, Mariupol and Melitopol. This highway, which is now very risky to be used by Russians. Slavyansk on Kuban, one more strike, confirmed. Wow. A fire monitoring satellite recording an open fire on the territory of the Slavyansk Eco Refinery. Eco Refinery, sounds interesting. Which lasted approximately 1 hour. Could be not that significant, but who knows, who knows. Refineries in Russia. This is definitely a curse. One more machine vision. This is the distance of 90 kilometers away from Ukrainian front lines. This Russian vehicle was tracked and probably kaboomed. Yeah, I guess so. The video cuts right here, but everything is so stable, so I guess it was a bullseye attack. I think that AI is being used already full scale and it may define targets. And President of Ukraine Zelensky mentioned that Ukraine prepares for more sanctions against Russia. Yeah, the standard sanctions against the Russian economy in cooperation with our colleagues from European Union and not only, plus kinetic sanctions that Ukraine performs every night. Alright guys, it's all what I want to say in this video, and please check out the link for the ground news, the partner of the channel. And please subscribe for the ground news. You may have 40% of discount with my personal link, and that's how you also support the job that I do here. My friends, you're awesome, you're the best. I wish you all a peaceful sky wherever you are, and have a great time.